Birthday. Yes. It's real estate birthday. Some questions out there, you guys. I got REO accounts. Here's the mean thing to say. If you don't have an REO account right now, you're going to be really hard to get one. Sorry. Are REO accounts something you really want?
Oh yeah.
Well, let me see. Having a staff of gardeners and board up people and eviction people and handymen and repair guys, fronting the money for the banks, getting paid a 5% commission. So now you're getting paid less, 5% commission, and possibly having a staff working the big REO accounts. Tell you, my guys that have REO accounts aren't making that much more money, even though the volume's higher. But I got to tell you, if you already have a big REO account, I'm sure you're delivering the wine and the chocolates and the Mrs. Fields cookies to everybody in that office on a weekly basis, and you've got them pretty well tied down. Unless they really screw up, it's going to be hard to sneak in and get the business. So when do you think you should start working on REO accounts? Relationships. Would you put that on your business plan for things to do when the market starts to turn to the good? Okay? Because most of the people working the REO accounts, they were working them last time we had a little problem, back in the mid-90s. Okay? Everybody with me on this so far? Okay. Another question. Are those CDs usable in multiple computers? Yes, they are. It's just a word format. Another question. What's the most popular 6 items? The ones that we get the most thank you notes on, and the ones that are most helpful in increasing your net profit are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 9. Another question. You don't have a lot of money, and you believe in the concept of starting to build your listing inventory. Where do you start? Database and expires. Sorry. That's where you start in this market right now. Okay? Any other questions I didn't get to? Guys inquisitive about anything?
They're quiet group.
That's okay. It's okay. We're thinkers. I just want to make sure that, on the webinars, you guys, I'm not bragging, but, I take 20 coaching clients a year, and they each pay me $20,000 a year. And every one of them, every year, after being in this business a long time, still double their income every year. I promise you, we do a little bit of this stuff, we can make a lot more money. We make a lot more money in the short term, and we can get a little bit for a down payment and buy at the world's record most valuable time to buy real estate. A lot of you guys are going to be setting up your families for many years by paying attention to this stuff. You're in the world's greatest real estate business. You're with a major company with a good name in an area where you can still buy real estate that comes close to breaking even with a tenant. Okay? I mean, that's a huge advantage over most other agents in the world. Okay? Neat business. And you got a lot of real estate agents giving up because the old stuff they were doing in 06 just don't seem to work anymore. But their broker tells them the market's getting better and turning, so they figure that I don't have to do anything new because the market will be better next year. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're going to have to start doing some smart stuff. Did you like the short sale presentation? Will that eliminate some of the bad short sales you've been taking? And when you do take them, do you think we can keep them together longer? Okay. When you generate more listing leads, will it be easier for you to say, Mr. Johnson, I don't believe I have the tools necessary to achieve your goals? Do you think it'll be easier to say that rather than taking a rotten listing from a curmudgeon who has no motivation at overpriced property? You think we can do some of that? Okay. And here's the problem, guys. You start doing some of these things. You start time blocking. By the way, do you all have the calendar?
Yeah.
Let's fill some things out. I had some other questions on that. Okay. I'll tell you some things that are pretty much mandatory that it's going to be hard to get around. I'm not going to even put in seller lead generation. I'm going to leave that up to you in the blank spots. Why don't you guys time block real quick your office meeting? When's the office meeting? Time block the office meeting. Do we have an office tour? Do we have date night with your spouse? Make that happen. Second largest loss I ever had in my life was a divorce. Get the date night in there. Do you have time blocked church? Wednesday night, Sunday morning. How about working out? Got that time blocked. All you got to do is write it down and circle those times and block it out, guys. Now, I didn't say they're totally blocked out. What's the only thing you can violate a time block on? A listing who won't change their time and a family emergency. That's pretty much it. Your kids are in trouble. I'm sorry, you guys need more of these things.
I found them.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so, some of you guys are going to time block working out at 6:30 or 7:30. You time block the time you're going to get in the office. You're going to time block faith. You're going to time block family, which is date night. Sir. What? Now, time blocking at closing, no. Because this is the perfect week that you use all year long. You guys with me? This is the non-negotiable perfect week that you're going to use 52 times a year. I can't tell you what your closing is going to be next month. All right? But when do we know it's going to be? In blank space between the other things, right? Am I getting through? You sure? Okay. Meaning, you're going to call the title company. You only used one title company. You've made sure that you've told them that. And they're going to do their best to accommodate the stupid closing time. Isn't that correct? On a time that's between 1 and 2. Because at 2 o'clock, you call your past clients. You okay with this? You don't do this stuff, guys. You will never get anything done in this business. And it will be the consistent, what's been going on in the past, and that is, you get done what you get done in a day. And that is no plan, and that means you are subject to all kinds of interruptions. That means people can take you away from profitable activities. Okay, I'm going to ask you to time block this. This is going to scare the heck out of you. Because you've had so many speakers and so many gurus and so many articles written about the fact that you've got to respond quickly to an inquiry. And I'm sure many times you've had to. And I'm going to give you that option. If you call my voicemail, if you call my wife's voicemail, you call anybody that does my stuff, the voicemail is going to say, it's a great day at Sanford Systems. We return phone calls between 11 and 12 and 4 and 5. Please leave the exact phone number where you'll be at those 2 times and the nature of your challenge. I promise to start working on it prior to calling you back. What did I just do? I just time block communication between 11 and 12 and 4 and 5. You with me on this? That scares the hell out of some of you guys. Because you don't think it's good service to your clients. It's exactly what my wife said. Walter, I like to give old-fashioned service to my clients. Sound familiar?
Yeah, it's our catchphrase.
I'm going to tell you right now, they like that better than they do with you guys being available 24/7. I'll tell you why. Because you're not available 24/7. You're out to lunch with your spouse. You're making a listing presentation. Phone call comes in, goes into voicemail. Your client has no idea when you're going to call them back, which creates anxiety. My clients are guaranteed a phone call back at 11, or if it's after 11, they're going to get a phone call back at 4, or between 4 and 5. Now, what's the genius of this? My wife couldn't believe it. About 30% of all problems cure themselves before you call them back. But you're still a hero because you called them back. Is that a good thing?
Yes.
Number 2, they call you back and you get a voicemail. You listen to it and the lady says, Walter, the inspector just walked through my home with muddy feet. I am so mad I could, whatever. You call the inspector, who you give lots of business to, say, Frank, did you just go in that house with muddy feet? Yeah, I made a mess. Frank, you need to call the seller, you need to cure it, you need to get it shampooed, you need to take care of it. And I make that phone call at 9:45 because I can pick and choose the phone calls I'm going to return, right? Guess what? By the time I called 11